Hello Libra, welcome to the channel. This is Asnointia here. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome. So this is a general love reading, and I'll be looking into the feelings and emotions of the person that you are connecting with on a romantic level, what it is that they're feeling and thinking towards you currently. The deck that I'm using is the Goddess Oracle deck by Amy Sophia Martinsky. So some of you may feel that these feelings are actually yours. However, they could be, but I am focusing on the person of interest. So this person could be somebody that you've had a relationship with. You might still be in this relationship. This could be a situationship. It could also be somebody simply that you've exchanged glances with, and you know that there's something there, but both of you are quiet. My goodness gracious me. Oh my goodness, these are not happy cards, people. Slightly, just slightly, we got pleasure. Not good. A lot has happened. What is going on? Whole lot of drama. Well, it's drama because it's challenging. Challenge. I think out of all the readings I've done so far during this upload, and I still have quite a few to do, these are the most challenging cards that have come up. You could see even the colors, right? They're not happy. They're sad looking, complicated. Out of all of these, there's probably just two that are quite positive, creativity and pleasure. The rest of them are quite challenging. So the first card's the strongest. We have order, order and chaos. Illness, wellness, creativity, opening, betrayal, pleasure. Beliefs, responsibility, and challenge. Under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme. I'm going to express to you what it is that your person of interest is feeling towards you currently. My dear Libra, you wonder why it is that I keep my distance. I keep my distance because I'm confused. I don't really know what to do, where to go, what decision to make. A while ago, I thought I knew the direction that I was going in. But now I'm at a crossroads. And in each intersection, there is this thick fog. I can't go beyond that because I don't know what follows after that path, that road. I fear that I might make a mistake. Because I can't see the roads clearly, I don't know which one to take. And so for that reason, I stand frozen. I don't move. I don't make a move. And you wonder why I don't make a move. There's a lack of clarity and a lot of confusion. Certain things that have been hidden and masked. And for this reason, I want things to be right this time. And the only way things can be right is if time goes by and I wait for this fog to lift. Only then will I be able to see things clearly and finally make my move, make a choice, because I will be able to see the choice and the result. That's when I will make my move. Right now, I'm also finding it difficult to reach out to you because there are a lot of things that are holding me down, holding me back. Restraints, constrictions, restrictions, responsibilities, burdens, people, circumstances. There's too much on my mind, and I don't have the freedom to do what it is that I want to do. I just can't. Every time I think and I feel of doing something and moving forward, something pulls me back down. I do feel like I want to create something with you. Something that'll be long-lasting for the world to see. And something that'll be admired. Something that people will speak about. Something like a web of love, where you are the center of my world. I want to open up to you about certain things that I've hidden and I'm still hiding, things that are deep down that I haven't spoken about. These are things that are very dark about me that I've hidden in the shadows. There's a lot of dark truths you don't know. And I never really wanted to share that with you. I never found it to be necessary. I only did what I did because I thought that's what was right. And I know that you have felt that I have betrayed you. And this betrayal now creates a lack of trust, a lack of faith, a lack of a feeling of wanting a second chance, not feeling the courage or the strength to do so. I know I betrayed you. And I have had a lot of pleasure in this connection, spiritual, especially physical. There was so much pleasure, and there is the potential of having much more. But now, after this betrayal, and after being so confused, not being able to make a choice, I've come to the realization that I have to stand up for what's morally right, what's ethically right. What I did before was use you materialistically, physically. And I did gain a lot of pleasure from this. But now it's against my beliefs. I don't want that anymore. I can't have that anymore. I thought it was okay, but that's not the way life really should be. For this reason, I now feel that it's necessary for me to take responsibility. I want to take responsibility for the things that I've said and done. And even for the things that I never said that I should have. The things that I never did that I should have done. I would like that. But overall, everything in this connection that's happened, with the hiding, with the holding back, with the betrayal, with the beliefs related and opinion related issue, with the responsibility related issue, I just find everything extremely challenging right now. And because it's overwhelming and so challenging, I stay away from all of this. I stay away from you. And I know it's hard. But it's the best possible thing I can do to protect you and to keep you safe from someone like me. Libra. Wow. So much is going on in this person's heart and mind. I don't see the grief card. Now, grief is also very important because then that means a person has acknowledged what they've done and they feel it, the pain and the hurt then they don't repeat it. One of the things I see here is that currently whatever they're thinking about, the grief card did not show up. Ideally it should have, just so that we know that this person feels a bit remorse, regret. But that's not the case. They simply just know what they did was wrong, and they know that there's a need to take responsibility. They want to be more responsible going forward. So Libra, these are very challenging cards. I honestly have not seen such a spread in a very, very long time. You know, the majority of them are very challenging. So, you know, you guys have been going through a lot, especially with this person. You may wonder why this person is not speaking. There's a whole lot of reasons. It's not just one reason. There's confusion, there's constraints and restrictions, there's the fact that they've also betrayed you, there's the fact that there's also a set of beliefs and differences between you guys. So there's a whole lot of things. It's not just one thing. Wow. All right. Let me know if that resonated with any of you, because that's like really specific, but that's a tough situation. All right, let's have a look at the Lover's Path Tarot. I'm going to have a look at any particular reason. Okay, fell right out. Oh, yikes. Any particular reason why things went downhill in this connection. Two of Cups. Traditionally, it's a very good card, but these cards right now I'm reading as reverse. Okay, so we have the Two of Cups and the Prince of Coins. Let's have a look. All right. The Two of Cups talks about how things early on in the connection may have seemed to the both of you as very harmonious. There was a sense of partnership. There was love, at least from one side, right? It could have been from both. Now the problem is that when things started going downhill, there was a strong feeling that this entire connection was based on infatuation. Overindulging in sensuality for the sake of the emotional high. So you, Libra, may have thought, and it's very rare for a cross-watcher, but this is you thinking this. It might resonate for cross-watchers. You thought that this was love, and you got into this thinking it's love. And this person may have thought it's love at some point, but it was mostly infatuation, and they were overindulging. So they were having a lot of things with you, pleasurable things. Remember the pleasure card. But it came to the point where it became toxic, and they were only doing it to get that high, right? And that was the problem. This is something that they realized, that it was all about feeling good, and that's it. There was nothing else in between. And that's why it was kind of concerning I didn't see the grief card. We have here also Prince of Coins. The grief card is important because it teaches the other person, you know, a lesson learned, that, okay, I've done that, I'm never going to do that again. But if I don't see that card, if I don't see that person regretting, then that person might just end up doing it again. You don't want that. Okay, Prince of Coins. Now, this talks about how even though things may have seemed okay, Libra, for the both of you guys, there was an issue here where this person was not taking opportunities that were being given. They were not really working hard towards the connection. They were not trying to develop the connection. They did not have the wisdom necessary to complete this type of, I guess you can say, a cycle or a connection. They didn't know how to move forward. It's like they didn't know anything more than this. But what's really important is that it talks about the personality of this person being very lazy, not taking action or responsibilities, and inertia. Now remember, not taking action or responsibilities. Now do you remember the last card we had here was responsibility? So that does mean that now this person wants to take responsibility, but back then there was a problem with this person being reliable. They were extremely unreliable, they were inconsistent, they were not responsible. And that is something that really started to upset the situation. And let me tell you why they weren't. Because they were only thinking of this as a physical connection. Nothing emotional, nothing spiritual, only the body. And so they were just using you to a certain point where it was just considered like there was, well, I should say there was no consideration for the emotional side, for the feelings and emotions that both of you may have gotten or one of you had. It was very one-sided, and that is the problem that occurred here. But the good thing is the recent cards that you just had, the first set, in that spread, it does talk about how this person is starting to realize that they have to be more responsible. And just that realization too is good because, you know, this person's headed in the right direction. However, it's really difficult because here we have a prince, and a prince is still, you know, not mature. So this person may be immature in a way. They don't have as much wit and wisdom as somebody who would be as a king, for example. So that causes a problem for sure. All right. Now, let's have a look at any actions, any plans, any intentions that this person may have. The Fool. Again, somebody who takes action first, thinks later. This is the Fool. This person will make mistakes if they keep rushing into things, which is great. Now you have the Hermit. That's perfect. This person definitely needs to go into hermit mode. It's needed. It's very much needed. If they go into hermit mode, they won't make as many mistakes. They will become wiser. They'll become a bit calmer. They will have this introspection. They will be isolated and they'll think, you know, why did I do what I did? How can I fix the situation? How could I have treated Libra like this? These are the things that are going to go on in this person's mind because they need to find themselves. They don't know who they are. And once they find themselves, then they'll be able to find you. Now the problem is, even though they're like this, they're also seeing you as somebody who is very independent. It's like you don't need anybody. You're independent, you're thriving, you are vibrant, you are just the center of attention for everybody, which is excellent. Even if you're not Libra, try to strive to do that. Try to be that better version of yourself because you do become more attractive to the rest of the world and the universe. You start attracting positive people and positive energy. It's very important to build yourself up. This person's reflecting on themselves. You can start doing the same. But the thing is, they actually see you like this already. You might have done this already. Okay, I'm going to take that card out. Ooh, the Sun. They are going to realize that you are truly their happiness. And the thing is, with this card, the Nine of Pentacles, it does show that, you know, they are a bit intimidated. They're a bit, they're wondering, how do I approach my Libra again? Because once upon a time, it was very easy. But then there was a separation, and now it's like you've slightly changed into a better version of yourself, which intimidates them, and they don't know how to approach you. But in all honesty, with what I've seen, approaching you is a faraway situation. For now, there's no approaching, but there's thinking. This person's just really intimidated now because they don't know where they stand. They don't know how to approach you anymore. You are a new puzzle. You are a new mystery, so they have to solve you again. Before, they knew you, but now they don't. And it's good. Keep it that way. Why? Because the Sun card, they're realizing that this mystery, it's very stimulating, it's very enticing. They're very attracted to you. Now, they're realizing in the coming future, they're realizing that you are their happiness, their joy, their prosperity. You are their sunshine. You make everything happy and bright. And they're realizing this, which is good. With the Seven of Wands under the bottom of the deck, I do see that there is a lot of struggle. And there's a lot of obstacles that this person has to go through first. But what I'm seeing is the reason, Libra, why they behaved the way that they did was not because of you. It was because of their own attitude internally. They have had certain experiences in their life that have made them treat certain people in a certain way without looking below the surface. They just look at the surface and that's it. They just treat them like that. They don't go below that. But they're starting to see this now in you. Whatever this is, Libra, it is going to take time. Fool card, they have to mature from this. Hermit, they're thinking, they know what they want, but they're struggle. The thing is, do I see any actions here, Libra? I don't see any direct action towards you right now. But what I do see is 100% intention that they want to be with you because they do see you as somebody that makes them happy. And any plans, they are not even making plans yet. What they're trying to do is reflect and find out who they are. Like, what am I? Why do I act like this? Why do I push everybody away from me? What's wrong with me? These are some questions that this person literally is going to ask themselves, and they have to solve it, because whether it's you or whether it's anybody else, they're not going to be able to be happy. But they realize this, that you are their happiness. So taking that time out, reflecting, is very important in this person's life. They definitely need to do that. All right. Let's have a look at what the angels have to say about this. Just going to do a quick prayer. All right, so first card's the strongest here. These messages are brought to you by Archangels Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel. So they are telling you that compromise is the key to success in this connection. So compromise does mean that both of you may have to meet in the middle. It could also mean that maybe one of you has to let go of something or change a different belief or see a situation differently. What I'm seeing, though, is it will most likely be very mutual from the both of you. Then we have helpful people. They are suggesting that whatever you are going through, it is important to speak to some people that you know, that you trust. Once you do, you will be receiving messages and information. Perhaps you will learn about certain things, struggles that happen in people's lives, and like as a couple. And you'll learn new things and different perspectives. And you'll learn and you will get more information from these people. Helpful people will give you more information. So get more information means that there's some piece of information that you don't know about. But when you speak to other people, you're going to be able to get that knowledge. So this is a clear-cut no. There is going to be success in this connection, and the timing will be perfect when it's supposed to happen. They want you to reconsider your actions, your words, anything that you were thinking of doing in regards to this person. Now, they are telling you basically it's not the right time. Some of you may be rushing into this, wanting to rush, wanting to continue with this. They're saying no. Now, what does that no mean? The way I'm interpreting this right now, I don't have to clarify that. The way I'm interpreting this right now is the timing is perfect. Right now is not the right time, so no. Reconsider your plans, your actions. Eventually, there will be success. only after there is a compromise that is made. So they let go of a few things a little bit, you let go, they accommodate you, you accommodate them, and you meet in the middle. Usually, that is the way it happens. Sometimes if you really want a connection, you have to compromise. There's no other way. A compromise is needed because, you know, is it worth staying stuck to that belief and then losing the love of your life forever? Is it worth it? No, it's not. Been there, done that. No, it's not. There's some things, though, some things in life that are very important. And I'll tell you one thing about myself. There was one guy, and it's funny, I'm telling a gazillion people about this now. There was one guy that I had a relationship with when I was in college. And we literally went out for 6 months. He was my first boyfriend. I was 21. That sounds really pathetic. But, so what happened was, I mean, we weren't really physical. So what happened was that he was from a very filthy rich family. The problem was, in the eastern part of the world, if you have a historic family, like somebody that's been in history, this guy's family was historic. They were freedom fighters for India, which is amazing. The problem was, I'm Christian, the guy was Hindu. One of the things he had as a restriction was that if I have passion for music, and some of you know, I love singing. He said, if I have a passion for music, I can't sing. After I get married, I can't sing. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, you know, the only singing you're going to do is like in the shower or in the factory, because he had a factory of printing. He used to print. He was one of the biggest print suppliers in North India. So this guy was like a millionaire. He was like friggin' rich and everything. And guess what? Yeah, I gave all that up. I gave it up. Why? Because I wanted my freedom. I wanted my freedom to sing. It was this tiniest thing, but the thing is, my dream for singing was huge. It has always been, and it's still huge. And now that I realize that my I guess you could say my spiritual angelic side is that of a throne angel, now I understand why. I can't read music, actually, but I write music and I sing, but I can't read it. So it's just a natural gift. I never knew this until recently. But I actually gave all that up, you see. I was not able to compromise that, guys. I was not able to, because it was something that I promised my father when he passed away, when I was 17, that's something he wanted me to do, pursue something in music in the future. And so I kind of made a promise to him while he had passed away at the time. And I was holding his hand while he was gone. And I made that promise to him. So you see how strong that promise was for me to one day try to accomplish this dream of being someone who could sing. And he loved my voice at the time. I was 17 when he passed away. And I've kept that promise ever since. And I was not able to compromise that. And I did love this guy. But just the fact that he restricted me with that. And let me just tell you why, okay? In certain cultures, singing is considered taboo, right? If you are very rich in certain places in the world, and your family is very traditional, it also means that it is considered rude in a way. Rude, but not rude in a way. It's considered embarrassing that if a girl in the family, especially the daughter-in-law, has to go out singing or has to go out working. They didn't even want me to work because they said we're rich enough that you just stay at home. Okay, well, why the hell am I going to school? Why am I in university if I'm not going to apply my knowledge? So it was just a whole shit show, man. And so it was a heartbreak. But eventually, I had to follow my dream, and I wanted to. And with the grace of God, I got a wonderful husband now who supports me in that. And he's born and brought up in Canada. He's East Indian by background, but he's West Indian, actually. So the thing is that I was able to eventually let go of that situation. It was really hard. However, I had to continue with what my dream was. And so at that point in time, I was not going to compromise that. So when people do say it's important to maybe come to a compromise, like I do, it's not always the best option. because then that would change you, who you really are, right? So I've been writing songs, and I've been writing like poems and lyrics for a long, long time, ever since I was 17. I have a lot of songs, and I just never had the chance to do anything with them. So hopefully soon in the future. It's been a long time though. But the thing is that that was one thing I could not let go of, no matter what, because it was a part of who I am. There's certain things that are part of your nature, Libra, maybe even the cross watcher, where it's hard to separate yourself from it because that's a part of who you are. So if you think that a compromise will work, then it's okay. But if you have to compromise and let go of a part of who you are, forget it. There's plenty more soulmates out there. That guy was a soulmate. The one after that was a soulmate. I met my twin flame while I was married. Life is messed up. All of these people I was married to apparently in a past life. So that's an issue because you fall in love with so many people. And of course I've done readings for people who have multiple people in their lives and they're in love with everybody. However, they don't know who to choose because they've already had that person as a husband or wife in a past life. So who do you pick and choose? Who can you be with? And the feelings are very powerful. So even when it's a spiritual connection, it's a very difficult thing. And I know many of you know this. It's hard to let go of that person, right? But just think about it. I just wanted to share that story with you because that's one thing that I did do back then. I had to make that choice because I wanted my freedom. And I know many of you will probably agree that my choice was correct. Otherwise, I never would have been even able. I would never have started Asnointia either. Nothing would have happened. So whatever was meant to be was meant to be. That was a lesson learned. An experience that perhaps I was supposed to have to share with all of you. My dear Libra, that is your reading. I hope I was able to provide you with some clarity and some guidance. Let me know in the comments below if this resonated. This was a very strong reading. There was a lot of negativity in the beginning. Like this person really has a lot of strong feelings and they're not in the right headspace. Not right now. When that happens, it's going to be far in the future. This person has a lot of growing up to do, a lot of shadow work, a lot of self-reflection. Remember, you had the Hermit card, right? There's a lot of things that this person has to go through in order to be bigger and better in their own life. And you can always be there, compromise in a way, but also support them. You don't always have to be a lover. You can be that best friend. And sometimes we are put on this planet to help each other. Even if it's a relationship that's gone sour, there's this underlying love that should remain. And you can always be there for one another. Divorced couples do that all the time, right? It happens. It works. You make things work. But if some of you want to compromise, it's fine. If you don't have to. There's a choice. You always have a choice. All right, Libra. You all take care. Stay safe. Thank you once again for your support, your encouragement. And I'll see you guys again. All right, then. Bye now.